Hello, this is Mr. Painter with another fabulous IXL tutorial. Today we're working on IXL E4, add and subtract numbers written in scientific notation. All right, in today's activity, notice that we're going to be adding and subtracting. So the first key here is to just either circle the word or make note, are we adding or are we subtracting? The second tip I'm going to give you is make sure our 10 to the 6's match. Now, there will be a point in this IXL where the exponents will not match and we'll have to move one of the numbers in a different way of scientific notation. All right, getting started right now, we are going to add, and we got 10 to the 6, which match. So this is one of the easier problems. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 1.41 and add it to 5.9. And on this IXL, I would recommend you use a calculator too. So yes, you can use the calculator to add and subtract our numbers that you see here. All right, here we go. In parentheses, we have 1.41 plus 5.9, close the parentheses, times 10 to the 6th power. Now, because 10 to the 6th power match, we could just leave them alone. All right, so using a calculator, I'm just going to add up 1.41 plus 5.9. And that's going to take me to 7.31. So 7.31 times 10 to the 6th power. And that's it. So here we go. We got 7.31 times 10 to the 6 is going to be that one there. All right, first 10 points, working out nice. All right, remember, do your 2 checks. Check number 1 is we are subtracting. Check it number 2, watch your exponents. Notice the exponents are still the same, but they will not always be the same for long. All right, so we have 9.1 subtract 2, and your 10 to the 7th, let's leave it alone, times 10 to the 7th. And 9.1 minus 2 is going to be 7.1 times 10 to the 7th. And again, that's as far as we can go there. And take a look. It will be the third one in this case. All right, next up we have add. So we're adding. We're going to add the 4 with a 3.4. So here we go. 4 plus 3.4. And do your check on your exponents. 10 to the 5, 10 to the 5 match. So I'm going to leave those alone as 1, 10 to the 5. And 4 plus 3.4, let's see. To me, it should be 7.4 times 10 to the 5th power. And that's going to be the second one in this case. All right, next up we have 7.667. And then we have 5.3. We are going to add. Now, take a look at your exponents. Remember I was telling you about this? We got 10 to the 6 and 10 to the 5. So already, you know, we got an issue. So let's change the 5.3 times 10 to the 5 to be something a little bit different. So what I want to do is I want to move the decimal place over to the left 1 to make it times 10 to the 6th power so we have a match. So what this does is we have 0.53 times 10 to the 6th power. All right, so now what we can do is we can take our 0.53, and we don't need this one any longer because we changed it to 10 to the 6th by moving the decimal place over left the one time, plus our first part here. All right, so here we go. Let's do 7.53 0.667 plus 0.53, close the parentheses, times 10 to the 6. Because again, we got the matching now, times 10 to the 6th power. All right. Like I said, I would recommend using a calculator because the numbers are getting a little bit crazy. I got 7.667 plus 0.53. And I'm going to get on this one 8.197 times 10 to the 6th power. And take a look where the answer is at. It looks like the first one is going to be the correct answer. That is a great choice there. All right, next up, they were very nice of them to give us a break. So we're going to add, we got a whole number plus a decimal, but the exponents are the same. It's when the exponents are different is what makes it quite a bit harder. All right, so we got 5 plus 3.9 times 10 to the 5th power. So 5 plus 3.9 is going to take us to 8.9 times 10 to the 5th. Like I said, you know, when you get a whole number in there and the exponents are the same, pretty nice. And that is going to be the third choice in this case. All right, next up, we're going to add exponent check 10 to the 7th and 10 to the 5. All right, they don't match. So we got to start with making them match with the exponent. So let's take the lower one first and work on it. So I got 9 times 10 to the 5th power. I want to make this to the 7th power. See how we got 10 to the 7th on the first one? I want to match that 10 to the 7th. So in order to do that, because the decimal is always to the right, when there is no decimal, we're going to move it 2 times. So that would be 10 to the 6th and 10 to the 7th. So what I'm getting is 0.09 times 10 to the 7th. All right, so now we got our original 3.74 plus 0.09 that came from here. And we have 10 to the 7th. So now our exponent size 10 to the 7th power there. And add them up. So it looks like we're going to get 3.83 because we got 0.74 plus 0.9 takes us to 3.83 times 10 to the 7th power. We will take a look for a match and see if it works. So the first one, no, we got, and the second one, yes, we got 3.83 times 10 to the 7th matches perfectly there. All right, next we have subtract 10 to the 8, 10 to the 8th. Okay, nice. So we could just go ahead and subtract it straightforward. So we got, let's see, 4.2 plus, I don't know why I said plus because of the minus there. So let's go ahead and fix that plus into a minus. 2 close times 10 to the 8. So it has to be 10 to the 8. All right, 4.2 minus 2 is going to take us to 2.2 times 10 to the 8. And look for a match, which should be the second one there. All right, next up we have addition. And we have exponents not matching. So let's go again with the smaller one. Like I said, I always go with the smaller one. All right, so we have 0.91 times 10 to the 8th power. But what I want is to the 9th power. So again, messing with the smaller one, getting to a larger one. So moving the decimal over 1 time to the left, it's going to take us to 0.91 times 10 to the 9th power. So now we got 10 to the 9th powers that match. So we're going to take our 0.91, add it to 6.94 times 10 to the 9th power. And like I said, this is a good one to work out the calculator. So in this case, I'm getting 7.85 times 10 to the 9th power. All right. Where's that at? First one, no. Second one, no. Third one, yes. That's the one we're looking for right there. All right, next we have subtraction. And we have exponents that do not match. We got 10 to the 9th and 10 to the 6th power. Definitely not close. So let's take the second one, 5 times 10 to the 6th power. And let's move the decimal place over a total of 3 times because we need 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's going to be 9 times. Well, actually, 3 times to get to 9 because we're trying to match the 9s. All right. So if we have a 5 here, we're going to move the decimal over 3 times to the left. So we got 1, 2, and 3. So I'm getting 0.005 times 10 to the 9th. All right, take our 0.005, add it to 5. We did that 5 already. Add it to 8.33. And now you notice I'm making a mistake right here because it says subtract. So I'm going to back it up on this particular step. I'm going to back it up. And subtraction matters which one goes first. So got a little ahead of myself on this one. Okay. So 8.33 subtract. There we go. It's going to look better. Subtract our modification here. We got 0.005. Close the parenthesis. And we're going to leave it as 10 to the 9th power. 8.33 minus 0.005 is going to take us to 8.325 times 10 to the 9th power. And then we're going to choose our third one here. And our fourth one. So our fourth one. All right. Okay, we have another subtraction problem. We have 10 to the 6th and 10 to the 6th. All right, so once again, to give us a break, I'll be happy to take it. The last one almost got me. But as you work stuff out, you see little mistakes or things not coming out right. Slow down, fix your mistakes. It'll be all right. Okay, so we have 4.47 subtract 3.7 and times 10 to the 6th power. All right, so once again, I'm going to use a calculator. 4.47 subtract 3.7. And this one's going to be interesting because it's going to give us a 0.77 times 10 to the 6th power. Now, in scientific notation, you always need one number to the left of the decimal. Notice we got 0 numbers to the left of the decimal. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the decimal over 1 place. And when we do that, we're going to go ahead and subtract a 1 from the exponent. So what I have here is I got 7.7 times 10, 6 minus 1 is to the 5th power. Now, once again on this step, scientific notation says you need one number to the left of the decimal, which we didn't. And if I move the decimal over, you count the number of times to change the exponent. Because we're making the number larger, therefore the exponent must be smaller because we want the same thing to be the same. All right. So it's going to be our last choice here. 7.7 times 10 to the 5th power. All right, so far we're doing really good. We haven't gotten anything wrong yet, but I am taking my time. We're going to add 6 and 2 together, but what I like is the exponents of 10 and 4. 10 and 4 are the same. So this one is a pretty straightforward. So 6 and 2 added together, 6 plus 2 times, and that's going to be in parentheses, times 10 to the 4th power. And 6 plus 2 is 8 times 10 to the 4th power. So that was a much needed break. Where is it at? I'm choosing the third one on this one. All right, next up I have addition, 10 to the 5th power and 10 to the 4th power. So we need to modify the lower of the exponents. So let's go and fix that. So I have 1.42 times 10 to the 4th power. All I did was copy this part down. But then I want to go for 10 to the 5th power because I want to make that 5th power match up. So in order to do that, we're going to move the decimal over one place to the left. So then I'm going to get 0.142 times 10 to the 5th. All right, now we should be ready to go. Okay, so we're going to take our 6. 6 plus 0.142 times 10 to the 5th power. And this one's actually pretty easy to add because we have our whole number of 6. Literally add on the 0.142. If you do that literally in a calculator, or you just put them together. So 6.142 times 10 to the 5th power because we have 10 to the 5th powers. And that wraps that one up there. So here we go. Check. There we go. All right. Next we have addition. 10 to the 7th and 10 to the 5th don't match. So let's go ahead and modify the one that doesn't match that's lower. So I want 10 to the 5th to go up 10 to the 7th. So we have 4 point, this is the one working on, the second part here. 4 times 10 to the 5th, and I'm going for 10 to the 7th. So I need a decimal place moved over twice to the left. So decimal is already on the right side. 1, 2. So I'm getting 0.04 times 10 to the 7th power. All right, next we have our first number. We have 2.01 plus 0.04 times 10 to the 7th power. All right, the way I look at this one is if I have $2.01 plus I add 4 pennies, I have $2.05 times 10 to the 7th power because the 7th powers will now match. And take a look at our answers here. We have the answer of the third one to be the only choice that makes sense here. All right, next up we got 1.28 plus 5. So we're adding. We have exponents that don't match. We have 10 to the 4th, add 10 to the 2nd. So let's modify the second one because it is the lower of the exponents. So I got 5 times 10 to the 2nd power but I'm really trying to get it to go to 10 to the 4th power. So this is going to be a decimal that is already on the right side. So again, there's no decimal. It's always on the right side. And it needs to move over 1 and 2 times. So then I'm going to get 0.05 times 10 to the 4th. All right, now we're going to add. So I got 1.28 plus 0.05 times 10 to the 4th power. So now I get 1.33 times 10 to the 4th power. All right, let's see where that's at. So the first one's no, because the exponent's too large. The second one, 6.28. I don't know where they got that from. Oh, look at they're trying to be sneaky. See, if you take 1.28 and add it to 5, don't do that. 1.33 10 to the 4th is what we're looking for, and the last one, the exponent, is too large. All right, there we go. We have a smart score of up to 81. Feel free to pause, back up the video. This is a long one. A couple things that might be helpful at the beginning is watch the tutorial. There is a video tutorial right here, so if you need additional help, you can use that. Also, when you have a smart score of 0 and you get a couple wrong on purpose, you can see a couple examples as well.